Gaming is about escaping into another world. You don't control the character, you are the character.
Whether I'm hunting fearsome monsters or growing the best crops, gaming is how I like to relax.
I like gaming because I can go you know?
They help me escape into a world of pure imagination. Video games. What more could you ask for? Endless possibilities.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Off Hunting Gaming podcast. It's your boy, Sir Meliodas.
It's Diggs Gaming.
KB Hunting.
And today we're going to be discussing anime.
Wait. Before we get into the topic, we had some big news that dropped a few weeks ago. We got to talk about that. It's the...
Oh, yeah, the NCAA Football.
Yep. I know you don't like sports games, but look, this is big. We got to talk about this. This is pretty big. Let's be honest with ourselves. Ever since this series went away, football games have basically just been the Madden series, and the Madden series has been on a downhill spiral ever since I can't remember. It's been so long. So the fact that we're getting another football game, that's
Hopefully
just amazing.
With the competition, they'll step it up.
Now, it's done by the same company, but if EA screws up both Madden and NCAA football,
They will.
Yeah, they probably will, but
They will.
yeah, they probably will, which is the sad part, but it's still exciting and can't wait to see what happens. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Let's get into today's topic. Go ahead, Sir Meliodas.
Today's topic, we're discussing anime and comics. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and guys, this is a gaming podcast, but we have interests outside of gaming, and this is just one where all of us, we love anime, we love comics. We just had to do this. We just had to.
It's good to expand your horizons.
You wanted to start it off with some trivia?
Oh, yeah. All right. So I got a couple of trivia for you guys. One anime and one from DC Comics. I'm going to start with the anime. This is pretty important. Does anybody know the first real anime that went overseas? Does anybody know the first big anime that was from Japan to go overseas?
I'm gonna guess Power Rangers or Pokemon.
That was not an anime.
Yes, it is.
I want to say Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon.
Okay, you're both wrong. It was Astro Boy back in the 60s.
Astro Boy?
Seriously?
What?
Uh-huh.
That's an anime?
Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that until earlier tonight when my dad told me, because my dad watched that.
I thought
He
that
was
a cartoon.
a kid when that came out.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had me there, buddy. I didn't know that.
All right. This other one is about Batman's villains. We all know Batman has some of the greatest villains in all the comics. So I got 5 villains here. You guys have to rank them based on their first appearance. So you go from the oldest to the youngest. The 5 are the Riddler, Two-Face, Penguin, Scarecrow, and Poison Ivy. Rank them from first appearance to last appearance. Go.
No idea.
I want to say the Riddler was first.
Okay.
Who else you say? You said Riddler?
It's Riddler, Penguin, Scarecrow, Two-Face, and Poison Ivy.
I want to say Riddler,
Okay.
Penguin,
Okay.
Two-Face,
Okay.
Poison Ivy,
Okay.
and who was the last one?
Scarecrow.
I don't think Scarecrow was probably like dead last.
Okay. KB, you got a prediction?
Right. I'm gonna say Two-Face,
Okay.
Penguin,
Okay.
Poison Ivy,
Okay.
Riddler,
Okay.
Scarecrow.
Okay. Last appearance was Poison Ivy back in 66.
Okay. So she was last.
Two-Face was second to last
Uh-huh.
back in 1948. Riddler is right in the middle, 1942. Penguin was the second back in 1941. And earlier that year, Scarecrow made his debut.
Scarecrow was first?
Scarecrow was before the others. And this is what's crazy. I was looking this up. When it comes to Batman's most iconic villains, Scarecrow is the 4th oldest. Because the others were Catwoman, Joker, and Hugo Strange.
Yeah, Hugo Strange. I like that guy.
Hugo Strange actually came before Catwoman and Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought Joker was the first one,
Oh,
but I
Nope.
don't watch any of the movies or read any of the comics. So,
No. Well, you know what's funny? All of this is in the Arkham series.
yeah, I played the Arkham series.
Look at the character bios. It tells you their first appearance. That's how I found out Scarecrow came before everyone else that
interesting.
we listed here, which is crazy. And I just want to say this. I think Scarecrow is Batman's just most evil villain.
He's the one with like the fear.
The
Yeah,
fear toxin.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Joker is the craziest villain ever. He's a complete psycho.
True chaotic evil.
Yeah. But remember, he wasn't born that way. He fell into a vat of acid, and that's how he became the Joker. But
Okay.
Scarecrow, I mean, this guy is just pure evil. He's just pure evil, using everybody's fears as a weapon. It is so insane. It really is. Just how evil this guy is.
Yeah.
Worst fears as a weapon. Always works.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off with some questions.
All right, let's do this.
KB, what's your favorite anime or comic book, TV show, or movie?
So it was really hard to like narrow it down because I have like a lot of favorites.
Uh-huh.
But the one that like came to mind of that, and I haven't watched this show since I was in high school, is Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit.
Mhm.
It's about this beautiful woman that's a spear wielder, and she's protecting this prince who, this is in the first episode, so it's really not a spoiler. He was attempted to be assassinated twice in the first episode. So she's been hired on by his mother to protect him for, foreseeable future.
Mhm.
So to not spoil anything else,
That sounds
it's
interesting.
great. It's got amazingly animated spear fights and chase scenes and all that good stuff.
What's it
A
called?
lot of
again?
cat and mouse going on. It's good.
What is
What's
it called again?
Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit. I think it's only one season,
Gotcha.
so it's a quick watch.
Diggs Gaming, what's your favorite anime or Marvel TV show or movie?
Okay. I just had to do a whole 4 of these. I had to.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So for my favorite anime movie, I've talked about this before. It's Whisper of the Heart by Studio Ghibli. It is just such a good film. Oh my god. I've seen it a few times and it just blows my mind every single time. It is an amazing movie. Oh, I just love watching that movie. My favorite anime show, and when I was younger, I was into like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade, all that kind of anime, but none of those are my favorite. My favorite is another one from when I was younger. It's something that my mom, my sister, and we would watch all the time, Inuyasha.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I am binge watching that right now on Hulu, and I just really like the show. I really do. Always have. It is just such a fun show to watch. Now, for my favorite comic book movie, Marvel DC movie, I had to go with Avengers Endgame. I know it's a cliche, but it was such a good movie. Just bringing everything together. The ultimate fight with Thanos was amazing. I mean, this was a 3-hour movie, and you felt like you wanted more. At least I did.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah. And as far as my favorite Marvel DC show, it's Young Justice. I absolutely love Young Justice. It's a
Netflix revived that?
wasn't Netflix that well, Netflix did have a part of it because
Yeah.
it was put on Netflix and people just started watching it. DC saw it. They brought the show back, which was on the DC universe. Now it's got a 4th season coming up. I think. Oh, what's it on? It's coming to HBO Max, I think, the 4th season. So yeah, Young Justice. When I first started watching that cartoon, I just fell in love with it right away. I love the voice actors. I love the stories. I really like the characters. It is just a really good show all the way around.
Nice. Now it's my turn. My favorite Marvel movie, and it's not a current Marvel movie.
Okay.
It is Blade 2.
Oh, I have never seen the Blade trilogy, but that's one that I've always wanted to see.
Well, with the Blade trilogy, you could, if you do decide to sit down and watch it, just skip 3 because
Yeah, that's what I hear.
3 is bad. My favorite anime show is I forget which, I think it was like back in like 19, I don't want to say it's that old, like 1960s probably. It's a show called Case Closed. But when they brought it to the US, it's called Detective Conan. That's mine.
I know exactly what you're talking about. My sister used to watch that, and I actually have her DVDs of Case Closed. I actually have her DVDs in my room. Like they're literally right behind me.
They gave this I think it was the kid. They gave him a potion. He turns into his body's transformed into a kid. Consciousness is transformed to a kid, and the kid goes around solving like murderers and crimes and all that. It's a pretty I think it's like what 8 seasons of it, I believe.
I
probably more. It's a crap ton of seasons with it. But my favorite DC movie. What movie? I have to say, what is it? I'm gonna say the recent Man of Steel that came out. It wasn't all that good, but I'm a sucker for the fight scenes, and the fight scenes in that were decent.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go with you, Diggs Gaming. Who is your favorite? You can do all 3 or all 4 like you want to. Actually, I think it's 3. All 3. Who's your favorite anime character, your Marvel character, and DC character?
Well, for Marvel / DC character, I have Ant-Man. I only did one because Ant-Man is just my favorite superhero. Because for those of you who don't know, I am a short guy. I am only 5'5". Everybody else is taller than me that does this podcast with me. So I just love the fact that a guy was able to find a way to shrink down and actually have more power than as a regular sized human. That is just really cool. And that's just why I really like the character. I really like Ant-Man. And as far as my favorite anime character, it's Yusei Fudo from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And this is why. To me, Yusei is the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonist. Over Yugimoto, over Jaden Yuki, I feel like Yusei Fudo is the best character because just of who he is. He's a guy that is always willing to help out his friends. He's a guy that's confident, but he's never cocky. He's a guy that never, ever thinks that he's better than anybody else. He's somebody that helps out everybody that he meets, that wants to see the good in people. I just really liked Yusei, and that's why I kind of liked the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It's because of Yusei. I just love Yusei as a character. I really do. I just can't say more than I can about how much I like Yusei Fudo.
KB, who's your favorite anime character in DC or Marvel, if you have any?
Well, I picked 2 anime characters.
That's
just
fine.
Because
you told me.
I haven't seen any of the, Marvel movies to make an opinion, or DC. I haven't watched at all. So
Gotcha.
From Boku no Hero, which is my most recent anime that I've watched, so I kind of have brain rot for it, is Shota Aizawa. He's just so good. I love his power or quirk is erasure. So he can basically cancel most other people's quirks in the show as long as it's not like a mutation or something. And he's just a very tough on the outside, but like a sweetheart on the inside kind of person. So reminds me of a teddy bear or like a very grumpy stray cat. Kinda.
I have a grumpy cat.
No, I love Grumpy Cat though. Grumpy Cat's the best. And from Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, Balsa is just love that woman. I just love her. I should have figured out I was gay a lot sooner by how much of a crush I had on this woman. I know she's 2D, but she
No,
is
Should trust me.
fantastic.
My favorite anime crush or gaming crush is Chun-Li. So I
Okay.
feel you. I feel you.
Those thighs, though, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, can't go wrong.
No, I'm same wavelength. Same wavelength.
Yeah. Okay, my favorite anime character is one who they butchered in the show. He's no longer himself, but it's Teen Gohan from the Cell Saga. That Gohan is just ruthless with power. It's just crazy. Then I think they had it set up to one time where they were gonna have. I mean, he's already if he trains, he's already stronger than Goku, but he stopped training. The way they wrote him in the show, he stopped training, so now he's a wimp. He sucks. But Teen Gohan, that kid, my favorite Marvel character, as you already know, I'm power lusting, is the Incredible Hulk. From how he got his powers into how he became in the comic books now. Because when they first created the Hulk, they had him like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type, but he only transformed at a certain time of the day, and he was gray for that. But
yeah, I wonder how many people know that in his first comic appearance he was gray, not the green. That came later.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy how these characters evolve over time, and I didn't mean to step over you.
No,
I
you're
just
good.
wanted to mention that.
Because it was like Frankenstein meets Dr. Jekyll. Because if you ever see like an old Hulk, you'll see like he got these big old eyebrows, and that's mimicking like Frankenstein.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Yeah, and the craziest part with the Hulk is after Avengers #1 came out, and Hulk was on the original team, a lot of people did not like that because they always saw Hulk as a solo character. They never thought he would fit on a team. Nowadays, he's one of the most iconic characters of the Avengers. So it's funny how things change over time.
Yeah.
And my favorite DC hero, I'm going to have to give it to Green Lantern. He's just, it's like anything his mind, like his weakness, the Lantern's weakness is their imagination. I mean, different colors, but like their greatest weakness has to be their imagination. Because if you could think of anything and it becomes a construct, you know how much power you have with that?
Yeah.
I would not be a good Green Lantern because my imagination just fails on me a lot.
You can think of
mine's mostly
gun.
just high stress. It goes out the window.
Yeah.
You can think of like a minigun or anything and it comes straight up to that.
Mm-hmm.
You and my dad have something in common because his favorite hero of all time is Green Lantern. He loves Green Lantern.
All right. Question number 3. I'm going to go with
This is question number 4, dude.
Question number 4?
Yeah. We've already gone through 3 questions.
Right. All right. Question number 4. What DC or Marvel character?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at it wrong. You were right. It is question number 3. Sorry, I was looking at it wrong.
Okay. Question number 3. Yeah. All right. So no. Question number 3. What DC or Marvel character would you like to see joining their respective TV shows or cinematic universe, meaning the movies? Diggs Gaming.
Okay. So for DC, I actually put down Green Lantern because I just want to see a good Green Lantern film. I mean, the Ryan Reynolds film, oh my God, that was just such a bad film. Costume looked terrible.
It was.
It wasn't that good of a story. Oh my God, they just really butchered that film. They really did.
Oh yeah, they definitely killed it.
And for Marvel, I actually put Green Goblin because he's Spider-Man's arch enemy, and I want to see what the Marvel Cinematic Universe does with this character. I really want to see what they can do with Green Goblin because we've already seen him in the other 2 quote-unquote Spider-Man universes with Sam Raimi's trilogy, where he was played by Willem Dafoe.
Mm-hmm.
And Willem Dafoe just played an absolute maniac. And I love Sam Raimi's trilogy. I really do. I know a lot of people did not like Spider-Man 3. I was indifferent on Spider-Man 3, I will be honest. But the first 2 films were just amazing. And then we saw him in the Amazing Spider-Man duo films.
That one
where it wasn't as good.
No.
Yeah, that was not that good. But I really want to see what the MCU can do with Green Goblin. especially with what they have done with Spider-Man and the two villains that we have seen in his two films, with Vulture and Mysterio being two of the best villains that the MCU has done.
Yeah. Mysterio was done amazing.
I know. The funny part is anybody that knows Mysterio's origin in the comics should have seen that coming, because that's almost exactly how his origin is in the comics.
Yep.
It's almost exactly, because it's true. He wanted to be a hero. So we kind of used special effects, framed Spider-Man for crimes he didn't commit. And then he revealed himself, but Spider-Man figured it out, and the rest is history.
All right. KB, since you don't have any like DC or Marvel, I'm going to switch it up. What anime or manga would you like to see adapted into a live action movie?
Ooh, a live action.
But done right now, like Dragon Ball
But
Evolution.
yeah,
Like,
because I know the Rurouni Kenshin live action movie was good. I want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I kind of want to see like a good Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I watched like the first 10 minutes of the M. Night Shyamalan, or like 30 minutes, and I was like, I can't.
How did you get that far into the movie? I saw like a minute and I turned it off.
I was hoping it would like turn around.
I watched the whole thing
and get better, and then it didn't.
Every single problem that we can have with a movie was had with that movie.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Terrible acting.
He tried to rush every act of the anime. I mean, the anime TV show into one movie. I'm like, what are you doing?
You should have at least 4 movies.
He should have pulled a Hobbit and have this movie, then that one, then that one. It's like, why would you try to do it all in one movie?
I thought the movie was just book 1.
Is it just book 1?
I thought it was.
I think it was supposed to be, and they were supposed to make 3 more.
Something like that.
But maybe make it 2 movies for each season instead. Instead of 1 for your...
Some people just don't learn with stuff like this. They really don't. How many times have we seen a TV show or mainly cartoons that get turned into live action films and it's terrible?
Yeah.
There's too many examples. You have Inspector Gadget. You have Alvin and the Chipmunks. The Flintstones.
Yeah.
Need I go on?
Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking with, how advanced, CGI has come along, and hopefully people looking back at mistakes, they could, hire better actors, better actresses, have a more appropriately diverse cast instead
just say it. Don't whitewash the cast. Just say that.
Just don't do it.
I really don't
Bad
like
idea.
that. I really don't.
Just watch the anime as well. Like if you had watched the anime, I might have been able to get through the entire movie, just in general. But the thing that really I couldn't get past was how they kept saying all of the names wrong.
Yeah, he's like Ang. What the freak is Ang? Like,
also, don't make it so adult. Aang is supposed to be this happy-go-lucky child.
Yes.
Why did you make?
He's
Aang
12 years old.
Serious.
He's 12 years old. I mean,
he's got
12. Katara's 13. How old is Sokka supposed to be? 15?
I think 14, 15. He's only a couple years older.
Yeah.
They're all teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zuko's the oldest at 18.
Yeah, because Aang was 12, Katara was 13. I don't think they ever specifically stated Sokka's age. I don't think they ever specifically stated it, unless I'm missing something.
I honestly don't remember because it's been a while.
Yeah,
I do think they made mention of the age gap between Katara and Sokka, but I don't think they explicitly celebrated a birthday for him. So
yeah, can we ever get a good,
have Japan do it?
Yeah,
it never goes wrong.
It doesn't. They know what they're doing.
All right, Sir Meliodas.
KB, since you're more anime than I am more DC and Marvel, we can go to you first. What anime do you watch, or you think people don't really like? What's the anime that you watched all the way through, every season, or you're caught up on every season, but no one else really likes it?
I kind of have the opposite
That's fine.
because I'm very chill when it comes to anime. Like I just in general, I'm extremely laid back. I don't have like love it or hate it emotions, except for this one specific anime. And I wish JoJo and Paul could have been here.
Yeah,
Because this is their
they would
anime that
really-
they would die for this anime. They would kill for this anime. I'm not kidding. But I hate JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I
never
hate it
watched
so
it.
much. It's
I
a
never
bad
watched
one.
it.
Yeah,
I watched
especially JoJo would not be happy with you saying that
Mhm.
because
Oh,
there's a
they
reason
are
he's
both
called
equally
JoJo.
passionate. They are equally passionate about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh, man. I
Paul's been the
remember
one
when
that's
you-
been trying to,
Get me to watch
continue
it.
to get me to watch it
I'm like, I'm gonna
and watch
it.
more episodes. I've
Mhm.
seen, I think, 2 episodes now. And he's trying to get me to watch a third because I know the rule is watch 3. But I'm digging in my heels. It's not a good anime, guys. It's just
I
not.
believe it. It's gaming. What
All
anime?
right. Hit me.
do
Don't
you,
actually hit me. Just ask
What
me.
anime do you like or dislike, or you think people don't really like, but you have done with?
Here's the problem. I don't watch that much anime. I do enjoy watching it, but I just don't watch as much as I watch like
Okay.
DC and Marvel shows.
So what Marvel show or DC show have you really like dug into and you think people don't really like? It could be something old, something recent.
Okay, there is one show that not a lot of people did enjoy that and I thought was okay. It was a show back in the mid 2000s, The Batman. You guys heard that show?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it was just another Batman show, and some people thought compared to other Batman shows, especially Batman the animated series.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh yeah, that was a great cartoon, but people just did not like that. I thought it was okay. You know, was it anything spectacular? No. But in terms of standing on its own, it's fine. It's watchable. It's okay. It's not spectacular like some of the others, but it's okay to watch. It's not bad. So I think it just gets too much because I know the show does get some hate. So
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I did enjoy watching it.
My show is my show that I don't think people really like, and nobody really paid attention to. I already watched this Digimon. For me, Digimon is the better Pokemon. I'm sorry, I said it.
How dare you?
I said it.
We can't talk anymore.
I said it. The evolutions are better. I'm sorry. It's just, the animation to me looks better. The fights, I'm gonna say they're relatively the same because it's still someone saying, "Hey, attack this character. Hey, do that. Hey, do this attack." But other than me, I think there's like, don't be wrong. Pokemon has an interesting story.
Mhm.
But I think kids being trapped in the cyber world and they're fighting to get out is pretty sick. Other than people just being like, "Hey, you're 18 or you're 15, go pick out your own Pokemon now."
Yeah.
It's like the kids just got thrown into that world and then they don't know, they're just trying to survive. So I love Digimon.
I get it. I think
Yeah,
Pokemon is probably a better game than an anime, but
Definitely a better.
I wasn't allowed to watch anime growing up. I'll be honest. I wasn't allowed to watch anything like that. So
Yeah, I grew up on stuff like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon. So I love all of them and Beyblade. So I really do love all of that. And one thing I did notice, and what I noticed was I felt like early on, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, even Beyblade all had better stories at the beginning than Pokemon did, but Pokemon got better over time. And the thing is, with Pokemon, the stories have really gotten better over time. I don't know when was the last time you guys actually watched the anime?
It's
like
been years.
It's been years. So my mom and I still big fans of the anime. In fact, my mom and I, we have a lot of the seasons on DVD. We have a lot of them. We have everything up to, let's see, the third Diamond and Pearl season, and we have the first 2 Sun and Moon seasons.
Okay.
And one thing I've noticed is from Advanced and Diamond and Pearl really expanded on Ash's story and really started growing him a little bit as a trainer, because you saw him be a mentor to both May and Dawn, and they took a big step back with Black and White. That's basically unwatchable to some Pokemon fans, including me. I've only gotten... just compared to Advanced and Diamond and Pearl, it really isn't that good.
Oof.
But X and Y just really made the best Ash that they could, because he was still a goofball, but he was also a very serious trainer. He was a guy that was more confident, that knew what he was doing, that knew exactly what kind of trainer he was. And then you have maybe the best Pokegirl in Serena, and there's a reason why Armor Shipping, which is the ship between Ash and Serena, is probably the strongest in the franchise, just because of the dynamic those two had, and the fact that those two really could be together in the future. There's a reason why people want to see that happen, and they still want Serena back, even though she hasn't been in the anime for almost 5 years now. They still want her back.
Yeah.
But
I think also the thing is, the reason why there wasn't a lot of character development in like the first couple of seasons really of Pokemon is they kept marketing it to kids.
Mhm.
So like as the kids grow up, they had children, and then they want Pokemon to be for those kids instead of the adults that are watching. So there wasn't a lot of forward motion in Pokemon, where I feel like I'm pretty sure Digimon actually did have the characters grow over time, so they didn't really have that issue.
Yeah, with Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is why I say at the beginning they were better, because there was actual character development with both Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! With Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially with Joey. Joey grew from a duelist that still had a lot to learn to a duelist that was one of the best duelists out there. That's what he grew into with the relationship between Yugi and the Pharaoh. That relationship just kept growing over time. It wasn't just stagnant throughout the whole series. And then with Digimon, especially with the first season, all of them grew.
Mhm.
Ty became the leader that they needed him to be. Matt, I'm trying to remember. I haven't watched it in a few years, so I'm trying to
I
remember.
think Matt is the kid who had that little, what was the Digimon's name? The one that had the little ears, like the little bunny, and it ended up being the best evolution in the show.
Yeah. He ended up being second in command.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember how exact, because I know he grew. I just can't remember how. Sora gained more confidence. Mimi wasn't all about herself, because she was a little bit about herself at the beginning. Izzy learned that he can't just always go into his laptop to find the answer. Sometimes he has to go out there and just do it himself. TK was the youngest in the group, and he had to learn to be strong. He was able to do that, especially in the second season when it was him, Kari, and their classmates taking over from Ty and the other, which was really cool. Which was really cool to see. But yeah, a lot of them just grew as characters, but there was also an end to the story. That story had to end. But with Pokemon, you knew it was going to be a while, because Ash is trying to be a Pokemon master, and that's not going to happen over a year.
You ever hear that theory about Pokemon?
Go for it.
When they said when Ash went to go pick out Pikachu, that when Pikachu shocked him, he was in a coma. Or he got shot, and he woke up like mid coma, and he's seen what's the nurses, like that's the only nurse that he's seen. So he said, so every
Nurse
time
Joy.
he sees, so Nurse Joy and the police I forget her name,
Officer Jenny.
Yeah, he said that's the only two people he's seen. So every time they see Nurse Joy and Officer Penny, that's the only people.
Jenny, not Penny.
I'm sorry, Officer Jenny. That she came to pick him up in an ambulance, right? and then Nurse Joy was in the hospital room with him, obviously. So he blacked out. That's the only two faces that he remembers seeing. That's why every time you see like a nurse or a police officer, he only sees those two.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I know
That is
the
an
other
interesting
theory about
theory.
with the Ho-Oh is because he wished to, keep going on this journey or whatever, and that's why he's always a kid, because he physically can't age anymore until he completes this, I guess.
It
Reaches his end goal.
I'm just gonna say this with cartoons, it does get a little annoying when you don't see when it's like it's been on for 10 years and they're still the same age as they were before. It is a little like
Mhm.
Oh, Goku and Vegeta are still the same age.
Huh?
I think Goku and Vegeta are still the same age.
Yeah,
With a lot
is
of
weird.
long-running shows in general, especially if they're to a specific target audience, I feel like.
But then again, Goku and Vegeta are aliens, so they might age different. Who knows?
That's true.
yeah.
They have a bit of a reason to not
Or a bit
follow
of
human conventions.
Yeah, it's something that you
longevity.
just have to learn, just have to live with, and all of us have, but it's still like,
Yeah,
it is weird.
definitely.
Which is why when you have cartoons and anime that actually do age up characters, it really does take notice.
Just like Rugrats all grown up. That was just mad awkward. I was like, Tommy Pickles is 15 now? What the heck is going on?
All right. You have one more question, Sir Meliodas? What is it?
Diggs Gaming. What anime? Okay, let's do this since it's a big question. What anime and Marvel or DC would you like to see have like a crossover or like a basically like a let's say like a Street Fighter versus Tekken or like a something like that. What would you like? What's your favorite anime and your favorite like Marvel team would you like to see like have a crossover?
Ooh. Okay, so I actually have two specific characters.
Okay.
Because I had to think about this and then it just hit me like, wait a minute. How about Inuyasha and John Constantine? That would just make for a very interesting story because you have a half demon and you have a person that hunts demons. It would just be so interesting to see those two trying to get along or those two just trying. It would just be interesting to see what you could do with that.
I watched that.
I know it. Yeah, I got no more to say on that. Just that you could go nuts with it. You really could. Anything goes with that.
I would kind of want to see probably a crossover into the My Hero universe, just like any superhero, just to see how they would like react.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Normally they have in superhero movies, like it's a very specific reason, like they fell into acid or they were bit by a spider or, something happened to them with like the exception of, I guess, the X-Men where they were born with it, with this mutation. Well, I guess some of them weren't born with it either. I'm not 100% familiar. Please don't come for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of their villains, Juggernaut. He's not a mutant.
Mm-hmm.
No, he got his powers from Sidorak.
So to see that,
that was one of the things. Sorry, KB, but
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons why people did not like The Last Stand because they made Juggernaut an actual mutant when he's not a mutant.
What is this? Oh.
But I kind of just want to see how they react to going into this world where, what's it? 60% of the population has like a quirk of some level of intensity.
So they're basically like the anime X-Men, because like some people have the mutant gene and some people don't. That's interesting.
Yeah, like it's as the generations continue, they're getting like more people, more of the population is getting a quirk, and on top of it, the quirks are getting even stronger and crazy because there was some eugenics going on in the beginning, which is not good. Don't do the eugenics. So people were purposefully getting into these marriages or having children to purposefully try to increase the power of a quirk. But, there's a very, very wide variety of what a quirk can and can't do, and there are drawbacks to each one. So it would just be interesting to me to see like the Avengers or something where most of them have like very specific powers just thrown into the universe. Or like Hawkeye, who doesn't even have like he just shoots arrows kind of thing. How he would try and adapt and survive in this new environment.
That's interesting.
I'd watch that.
I'd like to see what they do. Whether they do it well or not is, questionable.
Mine's is going to be a bit strange.
Okay.
We all know Krillin, right?
No.
What is that?
Krillin. You know Dragon Ball Krillin?
Mm-mm.
What? You don't know Krillin?
Too much yelling.
Oh, okay. Well, take Krillin, who's been training his whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And put him in the One Punch world.
Oh!
But the catch is Saitama has been training his whole life. He became like basically unbeatable. If you put Krillin in that world, will the same thing apply to Krillin since he's been training his whole life? And if it does, that'll be just amazing because Krillin is like the underdog. Krillin is Goku. He's basically Goku's best friend, and they've been training since they were like kids. So you put Krillin in that world, and Saitama, because Saitama is like a gag character. I think he's a gag or parody character. The way he got his unmatchable strength is from him just jogging and doing push-ups. Mm-hmm. But if you look at Krillin has been in like multiple world tournaments. He has saved the world multiple times. Whether Goku put the finishing blow on the enemy or not, Krillin was still there to help Goku. So Krillin is basically peak human level. And if you put him in that world of One Punch, well, everything he done make him unstoppable like Saitama. If so, I will watch that because Krillin is the beast.
That would be interesting. That would be.
I had that on my mind for some time now. I was like, if you put Krillin, will he beat Saitama? Because Krillin is peak human. He's basically like a Batman, but he can fly and shoot ki blasts. So that'd be interesting.
One thing I gotta ask with anime is you have different forms, just like anything else. You have anime that's made for kids, anime that's made for adults. What do you guys like more? Like more of the kids anime or more of the adult anime? I want to ask you guys that.
I love some gory anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like people getting blown up and blood and people getting their necks slit and you see like a Ronnie Kenshin or what's that? Or like Hellsing or something like that. Just like, it gets you going. Like 7 Deadly Sins. It may not have that much blood, but when it shows it.
It shows it.
It shows it. So.
I got a fun fact for you about 7 Deadly Sins.
What's up?
Okay, so Sir Meliodas, the person you named your YouTube name after, is voiced by the same person that does the main one of the main boy in Miraculous Ladybug, Ladybug's partner. They're voiced by the same guy.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never knew that.
Yeah, he does a lot, and so does the voice actress that does the voice for Ladybug. They do a lot of stuff.
What type of anime do you like, Dave's Gaming? Is it more like kiddie, or is it
kind of a combination of both? Because, like I said, I love the Pokemon anime. I still watch the Yu-Gi-Oh anime up to 5Ds. I refuse to watch any of the others. You know, I still like Digimon, but my two favorite animes are Inuyasha and Castlevania. Those are my two favorite animes. So I kind of like both, and that's kind of how I am.
I forgot they made a Castlevania show. Is it good?
What?
The Castlevania show that they made.
Oh, it is fantastic.
I'm gonna need to watch it.
Yeah, it is. It is great. I mean, it really does the games justice. It really does.
That's good. I'm honestly kind of the same as Diggs Gaming. I like I like it when they combine the two. Like it's not always blood and gore, but it's not always like domestic as well.
Yeah.
Just mix it up.
Yeah, and I always find stuff like that interesting. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because any form of media, you're gonna have a side that's for kids and a side that's for adults. And one thing I don't like, especially with stuff like cartoons, with video games and even to a certain extent anime is they're supposed to be for kids. No, they're not.
Mm-mm.
Anybody can enjoy.
Don't show Black Butler to your children.
Exactly. Don't try and say that just this one form of media is for one specific group. That's like saying sitcoms are just for adults. I mean, look at what Disney's done with a lot of their live action shows. They're all basically sitcoms. And some
Don't
of
show
them,
your kids Deadpool.
Yeah.
it
you
really
could.
gets on my nerves.
I mean, you could. I'm gonna judge you though.
It really does get on my nerves when people try to say that one certain form of media is for kids. It really does, especially for gaming, because with a lot of the mature games,
Yeah.
they are some of the best video games made. I mean, The Last of Us, the first one, not the second one. Ghost, those were some of the best games of the year, and they were rated M for mature.
Red Dead 2. That game is amazing.
God of War.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
They're rated M.
Mm-hmm. But they're still amazing games.
They are fascinating.
I mean, Sir Meliodas, one of your favorites, Gears.
Oh, I love Gears.
Exactly. Those are great games. And people try to say, well, they're for kids. No, they're not. Video games were never just made for kids.
Video games were made for adults in the beginning.
Think about
Whereas like family consoles really was what it was centered around. So it needed to be playable by both kids and adults.
yeah, and we all joke about the rating system that I can't remember what it's called, but all of us like to joke around with it. But
ESRP, I think,
yeah,
or the MSRP. I think it's both.
It's
ESRP.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, something like that.
that's I mean, that is something that a lot of people like to joke about, but without it, we wouldn't get games like that. We
Mhm.
really wouldn't.
It was made specifically.
It was
So
because
that
of
we
Mortal
could get
Kombat.
games.
You know that Mortal Kombat.
It was because of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was because of Mortal Kombat.
The crazy thing to me is that a lot of adults, especially if they're not familiar with video games and their kids are trying to get into it, don't look into the rating systems at all or look at the back of the box at all. So,
Even
and then they get angry when they
Yeah.
see what their kids are doing.
even some of the quote unquote kids games have ratings that are not that some kids probably shouldn't be playing. I mean, Ratchet and Clank, the original trilogy, was rated T. And
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank is considered a family friendly, and yet you had to be considered 13 to get that game.
Like,
There's
man.
even E for Everyone games that are rated, 9 plus, 10 plus.
The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have your kid playing The Sims.
No.
Because you can make them do the woohoo. And you know what the woohoo is because their kid can't play that game.
Yeah. All right. I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Since this is an anime superhero thing and we are a gaming podcast,
Mhm.
which superhero game do you guys think is the best? Batman, Arkham City, or Spider-Man PS4? Those are the two that just about, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people go to as the best superhero games ever made. So which one do you guys think is better? Sir Meliodas?
Which Arkham City? Like the first Arkham City? Or just like anyone in the series?
I'm talking this. Well, Arkham City was the second game in the Arkham series, so the second game, Arkham City is considered the
okay.
best.
I was thinking of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Since I haven't beat Spider-Man PS4 yet,
Dude,
I haven't beat it yet. But
Based
Where
on
are you
gameplay
right now?
alone.
from what I played from gameplay alone, I'm gonna say Spider-Man PS4.
okay. KB, I know you haven't played either one, but do you want to throw your 2 cents in there?
Spider-Man, because Batman is just a guy that punches people.
And Spider-Man is stronger.
I'm going with Spider-Man PS4 because, well, one, it's Insomniac, and Insomniac is my favorite game developer, so how can I go against them? But two, I mean, it is just fun to swing around New York, and I mean, the game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, you got gliding around Arkham or swinging around New York. I'm gonna take swinging around New York.
Yeah.
Gliding around Arkham.
And Spider-Man PS4, the combat's amazing. It really is. a lot of people do compare it to the combat in Arkham, in the Arkham series, and rightfully so. But I think it's better than the combat in Arkham, just because of all the things Spider-Man
it's
can
Arkham,
do.
and then it's pulled from Arkham. Then it's like it has its own tweak to it a little bit.
Yeah, and Spider-Man can do more than Batman because he does have superpowers. And I know some people don't like comparing that, but it does matter, especially with some games. That's just why I have a lot more fun playing Spider-Man, and I have fun playing both games. I mean, I have every single Arkham game. I do, and I love both series. But Spider-Man, I'm going with Spider-Man. And if you guys ever get Miles Morales, or KB, if you ever get Spider-Man, go to the top of the Empire State Building, like go to the very top and just look down at the bottom, because I did that on Miles Morales. Oh my God. It just looked amazing. New York just looked amazing from up there. It's like you can see everything. And
trust me, favorite thing in Assassin's Creed, climb a tall place, enjoy scenery.
The things that we can do nowadays with games is just so exciting. It really is.
Especially like I've been playing since, we couldn't have realistic graphics at all. It was all,
yeah, I mean, we actually
Tomb
grew
Raider,
up
polygon, pointy.
Yeah, think about it. We grew up when 3D games first started taking over, and that was with the 5th generation of consoles, the 64, the original PlayStation. And we just seen it getting better over time. And there are a lot of remakes that show that, especially with the Crash and Spyro remakes.
And Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly.
Watching side by sides.
Even even the Medieval remake.
Yeah.
You can see just the difference that has been made. And all those were 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago.
Don't make me feel old.
Sorry. But just what we have done in such a short amount of time, it's amazing. It really is. And with this generation of consoles, it just gets better.
So I have a question.
All right, hit us.
Out of any anime, TV, Marvel, DC universe, which one would you want an RPG set in? Like, you create your character, you go out into your world.
Well, the thing is, they already did that with DC Universe Online. So they kind of did it with Marvel Heroes Omega, but you couldn't create your own character. It was already like preset characters like the Hulk or Punisher. So I want to see a Marvel one. Yeah, I want to see a Marvel version of the DC Heroes Online, to where you can go out and make your own Hulk or own Peter Parker or own Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like just mess with. I just want to be able to mess with superpowers.
Yeah, or combine them two and have Doctor Strange telepathy and his mind warping and all that, and then the strength of Captain America, and then like be able to crawl on walls like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are doing it from super standpoint. I'm gonna do this from kind of an anime. It's French anime, which I'm just gonna roll with. I know I'm cheating a little bit, but hear me out. It's Code Lyoko. And you guys remember I talked about that when we did our Getting to Know Us, when I was talking about my favorite TV shows.
Code Lyoko is good.
Yeah. I just being able to make your own character, especially with this type of series, because basically you're playing in a video game. It's basically taking place in a video game.
Video gameception.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. And this would make a great RPG, because you would make your own character. You get to be a part of the Lyoko Warriors. You get to move around. You get to explore Katak Academy, which is the school that these kids are at. And then you get to be virtualized into Lyoko, the virtual world, and basically have your own powers there. That would just make for an excellent RPG. And I can't believe nobody's ever thought of doing that before. Well, actually, I wouldn't say never. They tried to make an MMO, but it didn't work out.
Did they make a game before?
Yeah. They had made games before. They made 2 on the DS and they made another on consoles.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing one for like Xbox and PS4.
Yeah.
Not PS4, like OG Xbox and like the PS2.
Yeah, I have that game. So
for me, just picking one would probably be Inuyasha. And I want to be able to pick, which side am I fighting for? Am I fighting with Naraku, trying to get, or like just in general be a demon, trying to get the shards for myself to power up? And am I fighting against the main crew to try and, maintain power and like lord over this region? Or am I helping Kagome and Inuyasha, trying to defeat whichever big bad, maybe being able to find magic parts, create swords and special things, just like in general.
Yeah, that would make for a really good game. I really think when you talk about superhero and anime, that just about, I'm not going to say everything can be made into a game because that's just not true, but a lot of things could be made into games.
Yes.
A lot of them could be made into games if they're done right, but they have to be done right. And a lot of times that just doesn't happen.
Just falls a bit short.
Yeah, and especially,
if not, off the wall.
Yeah, it's just sad that it just can't happen. It really is. All right, that is all that we have for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and get notifications. Are we going to be back next week? Do we want to go next week?
I would think so.
I would think so as well. Next week will be good.
Okay, we'll be back next week. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.